Michael Jordan, the most loved and decorated player of all time. Everybody on the playground wanted to be like Mike. Away arenas were jam-packed just to see his airness grace the hardwood. But when did the fans start to root for MJ? Did he have as many haters as the greatest superstars today? Want some spoilers? Yeah, he does have a lot of haters. And if not just for that one moment, MJ would probably still be hated up until today. Today, we're going to dig deep into the legendary career of Michael Jordan and the time he made the entire world admire him. From the very beginning, Michael Jordan showed that he was no ordinary player. After a stellar college career at the University of North Carolina, where he hit the game-winning shot in the 1982 NCAA championship game as a freshman, the hype surrounding Jordan began to build.
The time, 18. Jordan! Michael Jordan!
That shot wasn't just a clutch moment, it was the birth of a legend. By the time he declared for the NBA draft in 1984, everyone knew Michael Jordan was something special.
The Chicago Bulls pick Michael Jordan.
Jordan was selected third overall by the Chicago Bulls, a fact that still shocks people to this day. Imagine passing on Michael Jordan. But hey, hindsight is 2020, right? From his very first season, Jordan proved he was worth the hype. He quickly became known for his incredible athleticism, scoring ability, and seemingly endless list of highlight reel dunks. It wasn't long before he earned the nickname Air Jordan, and for good reason. He wasn't just playing basketball, he was redefining what was possible on the court. It was not long since the basketball world took notice. Mind you, there wasn't social media back then, and well, national televised games were limited. All of the information about Mike came from the mainstream media and word of mouth. But still, Mike became a phenomenon. The stories of him walking on air made lots of basketball fans, not just in Chicago, come to his games to witness his magic. One of the most iconic moments early in his career came during the 1986 NBA playoffs against the Boston Celtics. Jordan scored a record-setting 63 points in a single game.
Chicago had a 12-point lead in the first half of the game against the Celtics Thursday. Jordan trying to fake Bird, can't do it. Hits the jumper, but Bird played pretty well defensively against Jordan there.
You gotta hang on Jordan's shooting hand.
With 8 on the clock, Jordan ties the game.
Oh, boy.
63 points, and you're looking at an all-time record.
Oh, boy.
Michael Jordan.
That was a fantastic move.
Let that sink in for a moment. 63 points against one of the best teams in NBA history. Even Larry Bird, a Celtics legend, famously said,
"That wasn't Michael Jordan out there. It was God disguised as Michael Jordan."
It may seem that the league will be in Jordan's hands soon, but the bad boys did not let MJ take that throne that easily, as they booted him 3 times out of the playoffs. Entering the 1990 to 1991 season, there was growing skepticism about Michael Jordan. The main sentiment was that he's too flashy to win a championship, and just a ball hog who chucks up hundreds of shots. They say it's not winning basketball. The basketball fans were now split, and the slightest issues were brought out into the spotlight. But MJ shut them all up when Jordan led the Bulls to their first NBA championship, defeating Magic Johnson's Los Angeles Lakers in the finals. This victory was more than just a win. It was a changing of the guard. Jordan wasn't just the best player in the world. He was the face of a new era in basketball. But Jordan wasn't satisfied with just one championship. Over the next 2 years, he led the Bulls to 2 more titles, completing a three-peat by defeating the Portland Trail Blazers in 1992 and the Phoenix Suns in 1993. Each championship added to his legend, but it was his ability to rise to the occasion that truly set him apart. When the pressure was on, Jordan was at his best. He wasn't just playing for the win, he was playing for history. After winning his 3rd consecutive championship in 1993, the world was at Jordan's feet. He was on top of the world, seemingly unstoppable. But then, something no one expected happened. Michael Jordan retired. The reason for his retirement shocked everyone. Jordan cited that he had lost his desire to play the game. This decision came shortly after the tragic murder of his father, James Jordan, in the summer of 1993.
2 18-year-olds accused of murdering the father of basketball star Michael Jordan.
His father had been his biggest supporter and the person who first introduced him to the game of basketball. The loss was devastating, and Jordan later revealed that he felt like he had nothing left to prove in basketball. But Jordan's story doesn't end there. In one of the most surprising moves in sports history, he decided to pursue a career in professional baseball, a sport his father had always dreamed of him playing. Jordan signed a minor league contract with the Chicago White Sox and was assigned to the Birmingham Barons, the team's Double-A affiliate. It was a move that left many people scratching their heads. Could the greatest basketball player of all time really succeed in baseball? Michael Jordan's foray into baseball is one of the most fascinating chapters of his career. Let's be honest, he wasn't exactly a natural. Jordan struggled at the plate, and his time with the Barons was far from spectacular. In fact, his .202 batting average became a punchline in the sports world. But what's often overlooked is just how hard Jordan worked to improve. He approached baseball with the same dedication that made him a basketball legend. He wasn't afraid of failing, and that's what made his baseball stint so intriguing. Sure, Jordan didn't set the baseball world on fire, but his time away from basketball served a purpose. It gave him a break from the pressures of being Michael Jordan, the basketball icon. And even though he wasn't hitting home runs, he was hitting something much more important. He was rediscovering his love for competition. And here's a little known fact. Jordan's baseball career wasn't entirely a failure.
He's handled a couple of chances well. He made an error on a ground ball. Got a base hit that drove in a run. Michael Jordan has tied up the ball game.
Look at this. Look at this. Come on now!
The alley in left center field. Jordan extra bases. Giles a good throw, and Jordan is safe.
He just outran the baseball right there. Just outran the baseball. An outstanding throw from Giles. One hop to the catcher. Jordan showed a little bit of that athletic ability.
He managed to steal 30 bases during his season with the Barons, showing that his athleticism wasn't just limited to the hardwood. But as much as he gave baseball a shot, deep down, everyone knew where Jordan truly belonged. On March 18, 1995, after 17 months away from basketball, Michael Jordan announced his return to the NBA with a simple two-word fax: "I'm back." Those words sent shockwaves through the basketball world. Jordan's return was like something out of a movie. Fans were excited, and his opponents, well, let's just say they weren't as thrilled. But still, there are fans who were skeptical. This was a man who did not play professional basketball for 17 months. Jordan made his comeback on March 19, 1995 against the Indiana Pacers. Although he was a bit rusty, it didn't take long for him to remind everyone why he was the greatest. Just 12 games into his return, Jordan dropped 55 points on the New York Knicks in Madison Square Garden. It was like he had never left, but the real magic came the following season. The 1995 to 1996 Chicago Bulls are widely regarded as one of the greatest teams in NBA history. And for good reason. With Jordan back in full form, the Bulls steamrolled their way through the regular season, finishing with a 72-10 record. It was a season for the ages, and Jordan was at the center of it all. During the playoffs, the Bulls were unstoppable. They lost just 3 games on their way to the NBA Finals, where they faced the Seattle Supersonics. Jordan was on a mission. He wasn't just playing for another ring. He was playing to cement his legacy as the greatest of all time. And that's exactly what he did. The Bulls defeated the Sonics in 6 games, clinching their 4th championship in 6 years. But it wasn't just the victory that made this moment iconic. It was what happened after the final buzzer. It was a moment that made the world admire him. The great, stoic Michael Jordan, who was feared by his opponents. The great Michael Jordan, who lives by the thrill of competition, who always seemed agitated, was seen lying on the floor, hugging the ball, and crying. It was a raw, emotional moment that showed the world just how much this victory meant to him. For Jordan, it wasn't just about winning. It was about overcoming everything he had gone through. From his father's death to his brief retirement, this was more than championship. It was redemption. One of the few times he's ever let the world see his vulnerability. It made him more relatable and more human. And in a way, it made people love him even more. He used it as fuel to claim his second three-peat and cement his legacy as the greatest of all time. But perhaps the most remarkable thing about Michael Jordan is the way he brought people together. Whether you were a die-hard Bulls fan or just a casual observer, there was something about Jordan that made you want to watch, to cheer, and to believe in the impossible. Michael Jordan made the world admire him not because of what he did on the court, but also because of who he was. A competitor, a champion, and a man who refused to give up, no matter what obstacles were thrown his way. Now it's your turn to share your thoughts. What was your favorite Michael Jordan moment? Were you a fan of MJ back in the day? Leave your comments down below. And as always, thank you for watching.